In the 1950s in Merthyr, you could go dancing every night of the week. Now you must understand, dear listener, back then there were no computers, no TVs, no iPods, no MP3 players, not even a CD player. And a dance hall was a meeting place for teenagers. In 1953 I was still 19, a teenager until October. So you would see the same crowd of youngsters at almost all the different venues: the Miners, the Kirkhouse, Mountain Air Youth Club, Carpenterworth Youth Club, the hall in Dowlas where someone played records, and the Catholic Hall. To get in the Catholic Hall I had to be told by my Catholic friends Colin and Kipper the names of some of the fathers in the Catholic Church so that I could pretend to be a Catholic. Protestants were not allowed. Sunday night was the monkey parade, youths walking up one side of the high street and down the other, boys eyeing the girls and vice versa. Groups would stop on corners chatting, or if they were flush, had some money, pop into one of the many cafes, all Italian, for a glass of hot Vimto in the winter or raspberry and ice in the summer. Funny thing is, I don't remember there being any trouble. One night, while I was still on leave, I think it was probably a Saturday, I made my way to the Miners. After a while, seeing a girl I liked the look of, I asked her to dance. Dancing in those days involved holding each other, the foxtrot, waltz, quickstep, and even when bopping you held hands sometimes. So what I'm saying is, dancing also involved conversation. It was a way of finding out about people, asking questions like, "Can I have another dance later on, love?" Or if you were really keen, "Can I have the last waltz?" And if she said yes to that, then during the last waltz, "Can I take you home?" Anyway, back to the Miners. She said yes. And the conversation went something like this. Me: "Do you come here often?" She: "Sometimes." Me: "What's your name then?" She: "Ina." Me: "What's that short for?" She: "Nothing, it's just Ina." Me: "Oh." She: "Are you in the army?" Now be fair, I was as fit as a fiddle from 8 weeks training. I had a short back and sides haircut which only a soldier would have had. My back was ramrod straight from drill, and my shoes were so shiny you could use them as mirrors. Me: "Yes." Me again: "Where do you live?" Always wise to ask that. Some girls are from outside the borough or living on some outlying farm. She: "Top of town, Trevethick Street." Me: "Oh, can I have the last dance?" She: "If you like." So that was how I met my future wife. And as you can tell from my conversational gambits, I was hard to resist. My main recreation up until now has always been swimming. I loved it then and I still enjoy it now. So the following day I went to Gwynfarren Baths, showed off my toned body to the locals, did a couple of fancy dives, swam a few fast lengths and left. Now, to get from the baths to my house, you can, in a roundabout sort of way, go via Trevethick Street. This I did. In fact, whenever I went swimming thereafter, I always returned via Trevethick Street, in the hope of seeing Ina. I never did, but luckily we'd arranged to meet again for a date. A popular song at the time was, "I have often walked on this street before," and continued, "but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before." I sang this to myself while walking down Trevethick Street. Romantic or what? All too soon my leave came to an end. Ina had agreed to write to me, so off I went to Woolwich, and from there to Aldershot, where I was to do my 2 weeks toughening up course for the airborne.